In his place stood a composed figure in a pressed suit, flanked by uncles and cousins dressed like professionals. He greeted the officers with open hands, sorrow in his eyes, and concern dripping from every word. "She's very sick," he explained smoothly. "She hasn't taken her medication. We're just worried. She ran away. We love her very much. The officers split us up. One stayed with me and Ms. Rodriguez, while the others pulled my father and his entourage aside." I could see them talking in hushed tones down the hall, gesturing toward the classroom, toward me, toward the door that had barely held them back. "She's mentally ill." I heard one of them say, "bipolar, possibly schizophrenic, delusional." Ms. Rodriguez didn't flinch. Instead, she pulled out her phone and showed the officer beside us the photos, the burns, the welts, the bruises layered over years. He scrolled through each one in silence. "Cuts like this," he said slowly, "could be self-inflicted. If she was in a state." I didn't wait for Mrs. Rodriguez to speak. "If I'm so mentally ill," I said, my voice steady, "why haven't I ever been in treatment? No doctor visits, no therapy, no school record of medication?" He blinked, and that's when she opened her laptop. "She's been in my class for 2 years, Ms. Rodriguez said, her tone low but unwavering. "I saved every essay, every quiet confession buried between paragraphs. She never used the words abuse or marriage, but it's all there, if you know what to look for." She showed him the assignments, one after another. An essay about tradition that was really about beatings, a poem about fire in the kitchen that wasn't metaphorical, a journal entry describing Friday rituals, a coded confession of weekly silence, service, and punishment. He read in silence, his brow tightening with each page. Then came the security guard, Mr. Williams, holding his phone up. "The moment they arrived," he said, "they already had her medication in hand. That's premeditated. You don't show up with pills for someone you haven't seen yet unless you're planning a performance." The officer glanced at me again, something changing in his face. It wasn't pity, it was recognition. The mask my family had worn for years was slipping, and the people in this building, people with power, were finally starting to see what I had been trying to say all along. But then I remembered Anna. I turned to Ms. Rodriguez suddenly. "Anna Mansour, my cousin. She made a report too, yesterday. She's the one who triggered CPS." Ms. Rodriguez typed the name fast, searching, scanning, then stopped. "They moved," she said, voice flat. "This morning. No forwarding address. The number's disconnected. They'd taken her, vanished her like she never existed." I didn't cry. I couldn't. But the officer next to me took a step back and said one thing I didn't expect to hear. "We're placing her in emergency protective custody, effective immediately." I closed my eyes, exhaling something that had been trapped in my chest for years. It wasn't over, not even close. But I wasn't going back. Not now, not ever. The ride to the hospital felt strangely quiet. Margaret, the emergency placement officer, sat beside me in the back of the ambulance, her clipboard perched on her knees, her eyes flicking between the road and my face as if waiting for me to shatter. I didn't. Not yet.